Hello, my name is Cassandra and this is the first video of the Saturday series where I will be sharing my writing progress. So I am right after sleep and I feel like this is the best time to put my thoughts together about what I did and what I didn't do the week that passed. And I have my notes in front of me. So I did not write that much in the previous week. There was just one day where I wrote 2,100 words, but then literally just 2 more days where I wrote 900 words in total. So not much progress because I've been in a strange place when it comes to my book. Not my life, but my book. So a big event has happened in my story which was supposed to change my character's direction and actually make them go toward the final destination where some things are supposed to happen there. But this did not happen and I've been trying to understand what's at fault, how to change this, how to make them actually change their direction. So, one piece of advice that I tried following, and I shouldn't have done that, it was to check the conflict of the previous chapters and make sure that there are compounding consequences. So, the problem with that was that I ended up editing my previous chapters, and that's no good when you're writing the first draft. You need to finish the first draft and then you can edit all you want. So I started doing that and I realized that no, now I am editing and because already some things have changed in the latest chapters. The world building that happened the more I was writing my story, I have to change major things in the first chapters, and I ended up actually going through those changes or trying not to make those changes, and then the conflict is like this conflict wouldn't exist if these changes happened. So it was complicated, it wasn't good. And it made me kind of lose my way even more. So I stopped doing that. In the day where I did the most writing, I rewrote chapter 23 and 24. And then the next day I did nothing. Procrastination, nothing more than that. And then I made some changes to the 24th chapter and I tried to fix the 25th chapter, and then I realized that I need to get back to the 22nd chapter. So the changes I did in the 23rd and 24th aren't they aren't valid anymore. So yes, I am a little lost, but I don't like to make negative affirmations because I will find my way, and that's what's important, that I keep searching. And so where I left my progress is that I did change some things in the 22nd chapter. It's important to note that I was in the 34th chapter. Okay, so I am back right now. I have taken many steps back. And the changes I did in the 22nd chapter resulted in the following 10 chapters not being valid. They cannot happen anymore. The following, not 10, but 12 chapters until 34. So that's that. But it's okay, and I will tell you why it's okay, and actually it's a very good thing that this happened, because what I had created there were actually two plot points, two things in the story that shouldn't have happened. They were completely out of character, and yeah, that was pretty bad. And it's a really good thing that I actually looked back and saw that, because in the second draft, everything after the 22nd chapter would have to be erased. So that would be insane. So I am happy I did this review, although I wasn't going to, but I watched this video that suggested one of the ways to perhaps get unstuck from the middle of your story is to make sure that the conflict from the previous chapters have compounding consequences. And the logic behind that is that if you haven't developed the consequences from the previous conflicts, then you are basically, your story may look empty, or it may look repetitive if you keep adding conflict and the characters keep solving it so easily. But if you take those consequences from the previous conflicts and make them still be present, active, then you already have things to write and you didn't know about it. But that wasn't the case for me. So that's that. It's good. It's a good thing that I actually did this edit, but I didn't intend to. I will let this be my lesson to be more careful when I'm writing, to be more aware of my characters and their emotions and what would be natural for them, and not let the plot and my desires control how the story goes, because it's all about the characters in the end. And the difficulty I have with that is that there are three main characters, my protagonist and the two other, actually three, but let's say two other main characters, and it's difficult. I think it has always been difficult for me to get in the position of the characters, to get in their shoes, so to speak. So each time I write, I have to put my mentality in the specific characters' shoes and to see the world through their eyes. So let that be my lesson, and it's okay. I didn't waste. I did spend a lot of time in this editing process, which wasn't needed to the point that I did, but it did help me realize this mistake. So that's good. Actually, the day before yesterday, I didn't write at all because I was still trying to understand what has happened to my story, the latest events, and why my characters didn't go to the direction they should have gone to. I didn't come to any results. But yesterday, I actually worked on something else because I want to create a series on YouTube that's a side story to my book. And so I created this character who exists inside the world building of my book, and who is going to have her own story, but it will be an interactive story. So I will read what I've written, and at the end of the chapter or whatever is going to be the episode, you will decide her next step. So in the end there will be two pathways and you will decide which one she is going to take. And I find this fascinating because first of all, it's well, you never know what's going to happen next. You never know what you are going to decide on. So that's exciting. And secondly, I love that it's going to take place into my world. So I'm going to give you a look into the world of my book without you reading my book. And it's great because, I don't know, this makes me very excited, and I think it will be excited for you as well. And because I also want her at some point to have an interaction with my characters, with my main characters. And I don't know, I love this idea. And then the book comes out, and whoever is interested could also see Lisa's point of view. Lisa is the name of the protagonist of this side story that's going to be featured on YouTube. I love this idea. I love that it will, it's not just one story, like one random story that I will come up with. It's going to be a story that will be in the world of my book. So everything will be connected, and it would always keep me engaged into my story, So yeah, that's what I did yesterday. Actually, I created her character, and I tried to create the first episode, but I didn't really like it. Actually, I don't know how much I need to write, because I don't want this side story to take my time from actually writing my book. So I want to have one day of the week to focus on writing this side story, and to maybe find a few pictures to show while you're listening, because you will not be seeing my face and reading the text, but you will. I saw that YouTube also has a podcast feature, so I'm going to see how that works. But I'm thinking of finding a few pictures that will be like the mood, the vibe of what I will be reading. So yeah, I want one day of the week to be just for that, and the other days to be for my writing my book. So I have to find the balance there, and I need to understand how much I should be writing for this side story, so that you can watch it on a video and it will not be, pointless. Something important has to happen in every episode chapter, but at the same time it will not be too big, because then it will definitely take more than a day. And right now it's important to say that I am unemployed, so I have time, but from January I will be searching for a job and it will not be the same. So I have to find the balance. And yeah, that's what I was doing yesterday. And I'm thinking of starting this series, not the next week, but the week after that. Yeah, that's the idea. So that's my process for the week that passed. Not much at all, but I tried. That's what's important. I kept trying, and I actually found another video that I want to see, a video that's with advice on how to outline, how to do some things. And although I am a pantser, I want to try and see how I could, if I could, and how I could outline for the following pages or for the following parts of the story. I don't know how that's going to go, but I definitely need to try also the method of this video, and I need to write in detail each of my characters' journey. Because, okay, sure, I have it in my mind, but it's so different to actually have it written down, and that helps you realize what's missing, if something is repetitive, all that. Because just in our minds, everything exists here. So, and it's not very organized. So we need to write it down. And then we shall see. I haven't been in a very good place because of how much I have, of how long it has taken me, where I have not been able to go past the scene where I am at in my book right now. And because I repeat that I am unemployed and I have, some money in the corner, that's why I am trying to take advantage of my time to the fullest, and I become stressed when I realize that time is passing and I haven't been able to make any significant progress. Of course, I should be more kind to myself because I have written 59,000 words. Of course, with my edits and my deleting the last 10 chapters. It's definitely not 59,000, but that's okay. I know there's an option to pay for a developmental editor, but I am not sure about it yet. Money. I have to first do everything I can on my own, and then if I cannot do anything else, I will try to. I know there are also, I found out there is something called alpha readers, other than the beta readers. How do you call them in English? In Greek, the letter is vita, but in English you call it beta. So that's confusing for Greek people. So I found out that there are alpha readers who read just your first unedited draft, which would be a good thing for me. But my first unedited draft also has many Greek words because I didn't know the English ones at that time. And also there are many things I have to change because things in the latest chapters changed. So I cannot give my manuscript to anyone, to be honest, because I need to edit it. But a developmental editor where I would explain all the world and tell them where I am at right now and why I cannot move forward, this could help. But this requires money, and it's not something that I have in abundance right now. We shall see what the new week is going to bring. I want to be positive. No, I will be positive. I am going to be positive. It's important to have a good mindset, not an unrealistic, toxic, positively mindset, but the kind of mindset that gives you strength. To think of what I'm going through right now as a challenge that I have to overcome, to surpass, and that I can do this. You know what? I can do this. I have already written so much, and for many years in my life, I had never written so consistently and with that much passion before. I have never gone through the lengths that I have gone through right now. I have done everything I can in order to circle my life in my writing and to dedicate myself to it. So I can do this. I will get out of it because I want to, because I am destined to, and because I am determined to succeed and to finish my first draft and to actually write a really, really good book. So every change that happens, it's for good. And I can do this. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful to you, maybe. Let me know what you think about this phase that I'm going through, if you have gone through something like that, or how you would deal with it, how you would confront it. I would be very happy to listen to advice right now. Yes, that's all for the time being, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.